Hello, it's Wednesday the 20th of September 2017. Welcome to the Purple Army podcast, in association with Goldstone Wealth Management. This is episode number 99, and I am Ross McGregor. In this week's show we will chat with Clan assistant coach and forward, Brendan Brooks. We'll discuss the games against Milton Keynes and Coventry. First off, however, we chat about the Scottish Cup weekend. Joined this week for the first part of the programme anyway by Stephen McLernan. How are you, Stephen?
I'm fine, thanks, Ross.
And Jennifer Shaw. How are you, Jennifer?
I'm very well, thanks, Ross.
Now, we never had a programme last week, basically because it was the Scottish Cup. And you know, I certainly didn't go to that game or that weekend. Did you go, Jennifer?
No, I wasn't there either.
I don't think you went either, Stephen.
No.
I think there's a lot of talk about the Scottish Cup. I mean, obviously the Clan won it. Beating Fife and quite a feisty game. You know, you'd say, you know, I'd love to have seen that game. Now you've seen it, but the problem for me was, and I think, for example, that the organisers must have been rubbing their hands in glee that it was the Clan v Fife on the final, because the crowds on Saturday, by all accounts, were pretty poor. And I think if it had been Edinburgh versus Dundee, or another combination of even Edinburgh versus Braehead, I don't think they'd have got. I mean, the crowd was okay on Sunday, I think, but still not what you would have hoped for. I think there's other reasons for that, but I think, Jennifer, they must have been thanking the hockey gods that it was Braehead v Fife in the final, eh?
Yeah, I mean, it's always going to be an explosive game, isn't it? But I think that obviously the biggest mistake that they made was only selling day tickets. And it wasn't exactly the most affordable weekends to go. So I think the biggest mistake that they made was not doing split tickets right from the start. Yeah,
I think it was working out, was it for a weekend ticket, it was working out for about, was it £15 a game or something like that? For a day ticket, you know, you get both games for £15, it was like £30 or something, or even if it was £28. And I think where they misjudged it, Stephen, for me, and you obviously you might have a different opinion, was I'm quite happy to pay £14, £15, £16, £17, £18 to see Braehead play. I'm not that bothered about watching Fife v Dundee for £18 though. I mean, they did come out with the day tickets, or the single game tickets, the day before, but that just smacks of poor sales, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think it was just poorly thought out to begin with, and as you said, nobody wants to pay £18 to watch a game that their team's not involved in, especially probably not a pre-season friendly. Maybe if it was a game that would decide how your team was going to end the season or something like that, you'd maybe pop along just to keep an eye on it. But at this stage of the season, I don't think anyone's going to. And that's the reason I didn't go. It just came down to cost. You know, I had a weekend away the weekend before, so that had been planned months in advance. So coming back and then spending another wad of money to go through to Edinburgh again just wasn't on the cards. So I think the idea is maybe something that fans are interested in, but and definitely this year I think the execution was poor.
I think, yeah, I agree. I think, well, see, the thing for me, Jennifer, as well, was it an proper EHL competition, or was it an exhibition? You had mixed messages for, like, Fife Flyers tweeted after the weekend something along the lines of, now the real stuff begins and let's get into the first competitive game of the season, whereas other teams were trying to say that it was a competitive weekend. So you got those mixed messages of, is it an exhibition, is it a proper Elite League game? The games certainly didn't appear on the Elite League website, and the game sheets aren't on the Elite League website, so I think they were trying to sell it as a proper full weekend competitive game, but in reality it is just an exhibition, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just pre-season. I don't think there was kind of really any team kind of promoting it too much, which is kind of a shame because it did actually have the potential to be good, but as I said, prices were set too high. It wasn't promoted enough as what it should be, and to be fair, it is going to be the three teams that we're going to see a heck of a lot like throughout the season, so I'm just not sold on it actually being a brilliant event.
No, I think they need to look at the price point for a start, for the reasons we've already said. If it was something like, I don't know, £20-25 for the day, get fans in, get people who might not normally go, because you can maybe take your friends, and it's like we said as well when we were talking about it before, I know Scott Neil came out after and said, we planned X, Y and Z, but we couldn't do it because Hearts were playing Aberdeen at Murrayfield. They knew Hearts were playing Aberdeen at Murrayfield for ages. I don't buy into that so much, but it should have been like a festival with side games, beat the goalie, that kind of stuff, where fans that maybe haven't, that don't come along to the regular season, can get a slightly cheaper ticket, can go along, maybe meet some of the players. I know they were trying to do that, get some beat the goalie stuff going, sell some merchandise, and just maybe try and get some new fans. I don't know. I think that's the way they should go next year. Is it Fife next year it's meant to be at, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
They need to really look at the pricing for me and try and get bodies in the door. By all accounts, when you looked at the photographs on Twitter, Saturday was just a disaster in terms of crowds, and it can't look good for the players. And I think the only reason, as I said earlier, that Sunday was a bit better crowd-wise because it was Braehead and Fife, and they were selling single game tickets. But even at £18, that's a regular season price, isn't it, Jane?
Yeah, I mean, it's. I'm pretty sure I saw earlier on that somebody was saying that the tickets at Edinburgh for, I think, the game we've got next weekend or the weekend after, was £20 a ticket.
I don't know if that's it's probably a gold ticket, maybe with booking fee and top and all that. You probably find it would be.
Quite possibly. It just seems that everything seems to have jumped up in price slightly this year. Yeah. Thank goodness for a season ticket.
But anyway, we're kind of saying, I think we are kind of saying, Scottish Cup. It's a decent idea, but please. It's an exhibition, it's a friendly, price it as such, and try and do it differently next year, because I would be tempted to go if that was to cost me, even with the early bird, £120 just for tickets for me and the boy, he's an adult now, and it's just a lot of money to pay to see your team maybe play one half meaningful game, because I don't know what the third and fourth place game is like. Anyway, moving on. We've said, I've said enough about that. Does anybody else want to chip in there?
I've just got one thing to say about whether it was an official EIHL sanctioned thing or not that you were touching on earlier. DOPS got involved with incidents over the weekend, which makes me think it must have been in some way. It's I don't think if something happened in Braehead versus Manitoba or Frankfurt games, that DOPS would have got involved with something that came up with that. So that was just, I thought that was a bit weird. Not that there was anything serious coming out. I don't think there was any bans or anything like that. I could be wrong. I don't remember.
No, I don't remember any either, actually.
It was just a weird one, thinking, the IHL logo was on it. It seemed like pre-season and nobody would really bother, and then that came up as well. So it's just a wee strange one, that.
Well, you need to remember as well that the site that they use, the Point Streak site that the IHL use, if they put all the Scottish Cup games on, it would collate with all the stats and it would just mess it all up. So that might be the reason that they didn't have it on the website, because even with the Game Centre, if they put it on Game Centre, it would record it. I don't know if they can maybe have scrubbed it after. I don't know how the website works. But yeah, again, as we said at the start, mixed messages about whether it was official or an exhibition. But I think deep down we all know it was an exhibition. As I said, anything else, Jen? We're quite happy to move on?
Quite happy to move on, yeah.
Disappointing weekend. Milton Keynes away. We're losing that game 3-1, and then Coventry the following evening 4-1. I don't want to go through the games per se, but disappointing to go down to a new team, Milton Keynes. It's the first time. I mean, we've only played two brand new teams since we joined the league, being Fife and Manchester, and quite comfortably win. It's a bit disappointing with the new boys. You'd like to, maybe stamp the authority of them coming into the league, but it just shows that Milton Keynes are going to be no pushovers, Stephen, eh?
Yeah, they've looked like they've recruited well, and they had a good result against Belfast the week before, I think. So I knew going into the game that we weren't just going to waltz in and romp it. I didn't think that we would go there and no show up for most of it, though. I thought we would have made a better go of it. It was just a disappointing game overall, the first part of a disappointing weekend. But Tripp's still a relatively new coach. It'll give him a few things to think about, and I'm not saying this is an excuse. We are players down, and that's not acceptable in the way that the things have gone. I'm not saying if we had those 3 extra players we would have won the game, but I think the upper management should have given us every chance to try and win that game by being. I know they're trying to be a bit more prudent with how they make signings, and Tripp keeps saying he doesn't want the wrong guys in, but at this stage of the season you shouldn't be going in 3 imports down at all, and I think that unpreparedness is going to bite us until we get these three new guys in.
Well, obviously you're talking about, you guys talk about Patulny, who is supposed to be here by now, although I haven't actually seen, I've been really busy and working and stuff. Has anybody seen tweets saying he's arrived?
I don't think the clan have tweeted today at all.
No, I don't think they've tweeted. He was meant to be here Monday or Tuesday anyway. And then two guys we haven't actually signed yet, Jennifer.
Yeah.
It's kind of, we are short-handed. Jordan Buesa took a hit that could have had him out, a knee hit against Milton Keynes, and that's you another player down. Adam Brace was already doubtful. He wasn't meant to be playing on Saturday, but then he did ice. Is he icing because we're short? I don't know.
I actually suspected that would be the case because we were so short in bodies. Is he playing when he's possibly not fully fit? But see, when Buesa went down, it was just like watching Hammond getting injured all over again. I just felt sick when I actually saw it. But obviously, he did make a wee bit of appearance in Coventry the night after, so it can't have obviously been too serious an injury. But what I will say about the game on Saturday night, it wasn't a very exciting game to watch. I don't know if it's because Milton Keynes were so good and were completely all over us. I mean, it's like there's like little glimpses of, oh, that's really good and that's really good, but there's nothing kind of synergistic or kind of coming together. I just kind of felt we were kind of getting bullied about in the ice a little bit.
Well, it's the old, I was watching it, I watched the webcast as well, it was the old bus legs scenario. The transition game wasn't there. We turned the puck over in the neutral zone so many times when we're trying to break out on Saturday night. That's my recollection anyway, and certainly the passes were definitely not tape to tape. I don't know, it's as if we're still in pre-season to me, Stephen, the way they're playing.
Yeah, I didn't see the games on Saturday. I was seeing a bad film on Saturday, and Sunday I just got the face-off time mixed up. By the time I realised what time it was started at and what the score was, I didn't bother. So it's from what I've heard, it's been a rough start. It's, I don't know if you can say it's kind of to be expected, given that it's a new coach, a fully new team, the players that are here. So obviously it was going to be a big ask for us to hit the ground running, but what we've seen in pre-season, that there is flashes of something there. We just need to get a consistent run the games, and when people are double shifting, again, this isn't an excuse because we shouldn't be in this position, but when players are double shifting due to injuries or due to players not being here, they're going to tire quicker, and it's not an ideal situation for anyone. But
yep.
Hopefully we can get back on the board this week and try and stop the rot a wee bit.
Well, again, we're coming back to the situation we're in just now. We are certainly led to believe this is John Tripp's own decision that he's waiting and he's waiting. To me, that's fair enough. For what we can gather, I mean, you hear on the grapevine, so don't take this as read because it's the grapevine, is that they have had verbal agreements with players and then they've fallen through. Which is also something that's happened. There's also been the argument, we're waiting for the NHL, AHL training camps, players are going to filter down. But a lot that could work out for us in the long run. But what for example, if, we get our guys in, Jennifer, and we start winning streaks, we start beating the Pattern Conference regularly, we start dominating our own conference, and we're up at the top of the league, and we lose the league by 2 points, will that gamble really have paid?